window?
I've never done that, but I
You
think I've
essentially wear a
heard it.
headset, and then like when someone pulls in, like the pressure of their car sets off like a little ding, so you know someone's in the drive-through window. It's just like this stress feeling. I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Ryan and Paul just joined, so I'm assuming
Yes.
Brooke is here as well. So, oh, there we go.
We're stabilizing the amount of people. I think it's rather stable, right?
Yeah, it's largely stopped actually.
Okay. Here we are.
All right, are we okay?
Yeah.
Appreciate you sending over the spreadsheet. We'll have our folks take a look at that and cross-reference. I think though, where maybe our difference might be, and it's more, I think, of a concept difference than a calculation difference, is I don't think your calculations included the fee payments.
That's a point that we wanted to raise, because here's the thing, like the fee payments are already part of what's there. It's not part of the proposal, it's part of the baseline. And what happens is that like you might, if you're including the fee payments, you might as well include every salary, and you'll end up with probably around one, like, and if you add what you're offering in this proposal, you might end with $108 million. And when you take the current costs, the salaries plus the fee relief, you'll $4 million. Like, I mean, if you subtract them again, you will not have a difference of $7 million. You'll have a difference of 4.7 most likely. What we mean is that the fees are part of what's already here.
Yeah, I understand that. I don't think that's a perspective that I necessarily, think is wholly incorrect. I think from the university's perspective, those fee payments are still things that is a cost that we've got to cover on an annual basis. It's a one-time payment that's not built into salary. It's still something that we have to consider and deal with on a regular basis. I think that's the difference, though. And if GAU's position is, well, it's really a $4.7 million package of what you consider to be new funding put into the compensation package, I understand that position. I think though, but when we presented our package, we definitely included the fee relief to get it to somewhere between so that $7 million figure. And so I think probably the calculations are the same. And if it's GAU's perspective or position that, well, we're not going to consider that because it's something that was bargained previously, so we think it's really a $4.7 million package of new funds, then I get your point on that.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty much what we were thinking. Yes, Rachel, or someone else. Did someone want to intervene?
I'm sorry. So if our position is that it's only a $4 million package, will the university stick to its promise that it can afford a $7 million package and allow us to meet both of our demands?
But the university didn't promise to spend $7 million new. What it represented is that the proposal that it made, including the one-time payment, the raise, the increase to minimum, and the fee relief, was a $7 million package.
Let us do the following thing. if you want to take a detailed look at the Excel, please go ahead. And again, I'm always available. Oh, sorry, I didn't turn on my camera. I'm always available for, yeah, I didn't see the green light there, and I said, I'm always available. We're always available for any questions you may have about the Excel calculations. We also have a bunch of calculations of what a 7 million additional cost would look like, and there is ample room to solve it. Just to give you a couple of references, let's imagine you wanted to like as I said, your baseline, your bottom line is the 3%. Our bottom line is update the minimum for inflation, so you don't have to and get a cushion, so we don't have to do this again in August. So if we've run some calculations on what a 7 million would look like, and there is ample room. Just to give you a reference, an update for inflation, just for inflation, as for March, now in April it has changed a little bit, would cost $2.2 million, just an update for inflation of the minimum. It would be even less than the current proposal cost. Also, like, if you keep the 3% and you add the update for inflation as per March, we would have to calculate the one of April, just came. The total cost would be $5 million. We're not very far away. That's the point. In 7 million, there is ample room for a solution. Just another reference. A minimum of the 3% raise first, right? And then a minimum of 26,500 would end up, including the fringe rates, of course, and the new fringe rate, because I mean it starts in July. It's practically here. We would be talking about $6.9 million, even less than 7. Just to give you a reference, and I mean, I think there is ample room to get this solved. And again, if we end up with a minimum that has a considerable cushion, we can decide to, and I need to run with this with the e-board, but there is a possibility of concentrating the next session, which is rather close, into across the board raises. We are also concerned about the people that are above the minimum. They've also suffered inflation, of course. It's just that, yeah, when there is inflation and you're making 30, 40, 50 or 60,000 a year, and we're happy for those GAs, yeah, we don't have another choice than to worry about the ones that are making 16 first, or 18 or 21 or 22. But if we can get to a good cushion, I can definitely bring to the e-board the possibility of concentrating the next negotiations on across the board raises. So how do we proceed from now on? Will you get back to us?
We will. Yeah, so you've provided a lot of good information. You know, just sitting in here, obviously, this is off the top of my head, but I think probably you've done a good job of calculating these numbers. And I think, again, it's probably a concept difference and not a calculation difference. I think if we did our calculations of the items that you did, we would be close, right? There'd be some discretion somewhere, but we'd be very close to the point where I don't think any of us would argue over it. But you know, to the extent I don't know whether it'd be helpful or not to my sort of team internally, but to the extent you've got calculations for a variety of different things between this number and 7 million, and you don't mind sharing that, it at least give us, I think, stuff to look at, review, consider, sort of, you know, those kinds of things. So if you don't, I mean, if you
Yeah.
don't, you can't, okay, but if you've done it and you don't mind sending it, it'd be helpful, I think.
Absolutely, yes. We can send you an Excel with a set of options that gives you an idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be
absolutely. Yeah, it will be another Excel. Okay.
That'd be great.
And I'll send it through email.
Sounds great.
Just give me the rest of today just to take to make sure that everything is well commented in the Excel. My Excels are are quite commented, but still. And again, anytime you need clarification on anything, you just let us know.
Sure.
Okay. Let us all gather together back in our caucus.
Can I just ask one question? I just want to be clear. So there's a chance that the university will give us a new proposal, or is it still sticking to its, the last proposal it gave us as its final proposal? Because it's kind of unclear what's happening right now.
I don't know. I mean, obviously our final proposal last time is still our final, but I think all I'll say is what Esteban is giving us is helpful. So, let us take a look at it, consider it. I understand the need to have a bargaining session to talk about the costs and the concept difference, but I think it's also just helpful to look at a variety of different numbers. So I don't have, I apologize, but I don't have a concrete answer to your question.
No, but I mean, take your time. I'll send you the Excel and we can work from there. Rachel, you had something to say, or?
I was just noting that Thalia had her hand up. That was it. So she took care of that for me.
Let us all get back to our caucus and we can talk a little bit further, okay? But thanks for coming.
And my team maybe just 2 minutes on a caucus too before we part ways. Thanks, Esteban. Appreciate it.
Sure. In any case, I mean, we're not getting back here, right, Brian?
No, not today,
Okay,
but we'll
perfect.
be in touch.
Awesome. Thank you.